Welcome to Humpday, you silly bitches. What's up, Ray? Oh, how's everybody doing tonight on this wonderful, wonderful hump day? Woot woot. We got a guest tonight. We got a couple guests. You might have seen that guy in the chat that I accidentally put in and almost live streamed on his channel. Withrow will be coming in tonight in a few minutes. He was just sitting down getting ready. And, yeah. Hoover, don't you be laughing at me. Here's our guest, guys. I'll just throw him on. Whatever's. Fuck formalities. You're live, buddy.
What's going on, man?
Good. If you guys don't recognize the name, that is Noob Air. And he's a pilot I met not too long ago. I've been following him for a little while. He's done some crazy shit down in Indianapolis if you look at his channel. But that's a story we can get into.
Yeah.
How you doing, Morgan?
Now, can I minimize this on my phone so I can bring up the chat?
Probably not.
Let's try it.
That would be a no.
Nope, didn't work.
But if you really, really would like to, turn on your freaking computer, go into YouTube, go to the actual live stream, and you can press the three little dots next to the chat and press pop out chat, and you can have just that. If you're so inclined.
Then I gotta move.
That would mean
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna sit on the floor for an hour because that's where my laptop's at.
No worries. Somebody asks a question and says something, I'll let you know. Vampire, what's up, big dog? Double A says,
Well,
nice to
hello
see
to
and meet you, Hoover.
everybody. What up?
We have someone that doesn't have very good internet connection. What's going on?
My
Joshua.
internet? Oh,
Joshua. Hey, Josh, you need to. There's that fat man I love.
What's going on,
What
guys?
up, buddy?
What's up,
Not
big dog? Josh, there's Morgan. Morgan, that's Josh Withrow.
What's going on, Morgan?
What up, dog? Every time I see you on YouTube, I think of the video you sent Chuck with a phallic object.
The dildo.
It's hard not to.
Well, you know I should. You know everybody gets shown that. So.
Oh yeah. I
There
continue to have a little bit more homophobia in my life.
Oh, there isn't a person that I've met that hasn't.
No, man.
That I haven't shown that
That
video
was great.
to.
It feels good to be back. Pardon my tardiness. I had charger over here, light over there, stuff all over. I'm like, oh my god.
I can't hear him.
You didn't even turn your TV screens on in the back there. Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, I just had to wiggle the mouse. Yeah, I'm all over the place. And like literally my bench is right here. And everything is exactly the way I left it a month ago. I even had, I came out, sat down with my coffee, found the coffee mug from a month ago.
I lost my sound.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
You lost your what, Hoover? Yo, Mr. Hoover.
Yeah, I'm seeing some new faces in here.
My sound up. Hold on.
Well, you don't have to do the headphones. It just makes it a little easier.
Man, I'm not everybody. I think I should be good now.
What?
Exactly. Busty FPV, hello. I'm sure this is the weirdest shit you've turned on YouTube in a minute. Oh, welcome to the
All
show,
right, can you
man.
hear me now?
We could hear you the whole time, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Can you
fucking
hear us?
hilarious. I can now. I could not. My uncle's
So
dead,
you
so I
there?
felt like him for a minute. I'm like, fuck.
So you're up around the same Indianapolis, Illinois area?
Yeah, I'm about 2 hours from Chicago, about an hour from Indy.
Oh, okay.
lives-
You're like right on the border there.
No, he lives in Kokomo, man.
Yeah,
Down in
yeah, you know,
Kokomo.
that Beach Boys song.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
where nobody goes.
Right. Man, I went up there and visited Morgan and got super excited when I started exploring Google Maps in the Urbex freaking sites and stuff for abandoned places. And there were so many bandos, like huge, colossal glass cathedral fucking manufacturing plants, and I'm just like, oh my god, they're all torn down, every single last one of them.
Oh no.
My headphones aren't
Yeah.
gonna work.
Well, don't use them. It's those Apple products, you know, they work great.
It's not even an Apple product. It's a damn Sony product.
Well, Josh, welcome back, good sir.
Thank you. Good to be back.
All the boys have missed you and want explanations, but I told them they could have none.
Well, and even I'm not to a place where I'm ready to explain yet. I'm sure it'll come. I'm just going to chalk it up to we had a lot of pretty heinous stuff happen with the family all at once. And everything's good now. You know, it's all been handled and everything is well, but it's one of those things that, you know, you just never put yourself in the scenario of having to deal with. And so it has really made me evaluate, you know, where my priorities are and things like that. So I know that's very vague. It doesn't really give any insight into anything, but I'm back.
I wasn't.
I'm going to be
wasn't.
back in limited capacity, but I'll be here for the streams and, you know, what's that?
I was going to say I was being completely blunt. I wasn't actually saying that you were going to tell him shit.
No, that's fine. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody's concern, you know.
No, but I know what you mean, man.
One of the things I love about the NoobTube community is, you know, the genuine concern for each other. What's that?
No, like when life shit hits you that you don't have like even remotely a plan for, like that shit'll fuck you. That shit'll fuck everything up.
And that's essentially what happened. You know, it's one of these things that just, unfortunately, I'm just not going to be anything more than vague right now, but it really hit home hard.
That shit'll get you.
Yeah, double A. Nothing goes above family, bud. Well, who's bringing up?
That's why I'm divorced.
Way to top that one off.
Well, bam.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My wife was hot as fuck, but my 5-year-old daughter is the shit. So it was an easy choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Morgan, tell us a little about yourself, man. What do you fly?
Oh, well, I fly anything. I've been flying for 4 years, mostly 5-inch freestyle. My favorite quad is an Armatan Marmot. It's got KISS hardware, T-Motor F60 Pro 2s on 6S. I just recently have dabbled into the devil's lettuce of the DJI video.
Oh, you just got so many haters right now.
That's all right. I still run analog. I'm not like one of those analog must die. It still has its uses, but I am of the camp that digital is the way of the future.
I have no doubt. For me, it's just cost of getting in with, even before, a few weeks ago, the cost of getting in coupled with some other things going on, when you're already so invested in analog, it's kind of like starting over again, but
dude,
it'll come.
That entry curve is just fucking steep. Like, I mean, it's just as steep with analog, really. By the time you figure a set of Fat Sharks and a receiver and antennas, and yeah, like you said, I've already spent $1,000 on a setup. Like, let's do it again.
And given I've gotten 3 years out of my setup since I changed it, because I had box goggles for a while. Most of us started there.
Yeah.
Then I went to, the Fat Shark style. Of course, I went with an off-brand, but nonetheless, $300.
Same thing.
Yeah, $300 all in is all I spent. I didn't spend the $1,000, but I just didn't foresee the $1,000 coming. And now that it's here, I find myself going, "Oh yeah, I can." No, don't do it. Oh, but I can because I've had the pleasure of flying with it, and it's life-changing.
Oh yeah, like flying digital for the first time is almost as cool as flying FPV for the first time.
Yes, it was kind of like that. Like I caught myself just kind of cruising through areas instead of doing stuff because I could just see all the detail, and I'm like, whoa.
Absolutely. I do that a lot because I just walk off my back porch. If you look at my videos, like lately it's been kind of stagnant as far as locations because when I can just walk out my back door and rip a pack, like it's hard for me to get motivated to drive somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're changing all that.
Chuck is forcing me to change all that.
Chuck does things like that to people. I'll have to address this for Busty. I am a Cinechuck. You can get me in Indianapolis, but I'm pretty damn pricey.
He is not a cheap date.
I'm a little needy too.
Can be. That's part of the charm, though.
Yeah. See, Busty, I'm not known for flying very cinematically, and a month or so ago, I came out with a video that everyone thought was ridiculously cinematic, even though I was flying through concrete and shit. And so they started busting my balls, calling me Cinechuck. And there you go.
I gotta grab a drink. I'll be right back.
I heard that. Well, I'm catching up with all the stuff that's been released, and I still love it, man. I mean, it's amazing what Hypersmooth has done for the watchability of your flights. And yes, I mean, other people have done it, but not to the same degree, or they don't use it as actively. They're using it just to cut a little bit of something out, but yours, it just changed everything for me.
Right on.
E-Drone, Vampire, AA, Eric with a K. Of course, Raz. I know I've been catching up with some of you guys in our little messenger group. Really been enjoying that the last couple days.
Yeah, it's been good to have you back, man. It just ain't been the same place.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. And I know I don't owe an apology, but, I'm sorry for that. But
I don't accept your apology.
Good.
But I will add that I'm not salty. I'm not salty, though.
No. So, since this one had a minor smell of smoke, last time I was out, which is why I was trying to figure out what was going on, because even the video kind of fuzzed out on me, but I can't get anything to spark up, and everything seems to be fine. I don't know.
Plug it in and see what freaking goes up.
Already did. A handful of times. So, let's see.
Uh-huh.
That is totally not what I said. I said the exact opposite.
Oh, I'll tell you what, for a long old time, the only reason he watched my videos is because he was a friend. Because my videos were not his cup of tea.
No, here's the difference. So your videos, you have always done things, and it's like, okay, cool trick. Okay, cool trick. But what it lacked for a while, or what they lacked for me, was the cohesion of the lines and all. And then when you started pulling the lines in, it's just that all these little micro movements, like, for a split second.
Sorry, I totally forgot about Morgan.
I was like, oh man, I'm not on the show anymore. I guess I suck.
But no, it was just taming all the little micro movement. Chuck is a very reactive flyer, and to be able to just tame some of the reactions, so I didn't always think, okay, we're going this way. Nope, just kidding over here. Haha, got you again, going up there. And now I can really appreciate the lines he's flying, which I know he could see. He was the pilot making the decisions, but I always had a hard time seeing it. Now I can see it.
There's always been a vision, if not
suck.
There's always been a vision, maybe if not a direction. Dude, Fat Shark, Vampire saying he heard Fat Shark's dropping some new HD shit. What'd you hear? Where'd you hear it from, Bubs?
Well, I saw that too. Bite Frost was a flop, and now they're coming out with another iteration.
Yeah, like a V2.
Sorta, but I think they've done more than just. Wait, let me back this up, because I read this. Bite Frost came out, but it came out after DJI's HD, and the owner was like, he was real quick, like within a week he yanked it. He was like, no, this just isn't ready. There's no way. Like when you compare what's over here with what we just tried to drop, like we're not doing this. We need to go back and try again.
Yeah, understatement.
I never got to fly the Bite Frost, but I heard that it was a little more than lackluster.
Well, what I heard it described as, and this was the best description that I've heard, is that it's as if you took your 480 feed and upscaled it to 720 instead of having an actual HD feed.
I'm a fucking resolution porn addict, so that would really fucking piss me off.
I didn't think it looked bad for what I saw, but there's little differences. Like one of the things that just watching the videos that I always thought I would absolutely hate is how you can put that setting in DJI where, the outsides of the screen, it allows to go to a lower resolution, but it keeps the center in res. And, secondhand, just watching it on YouTube, I was like, oh man, I know that's going to end up bugging me. But I had the exact opposite effect. I didn't even notice it. It didn't bother me at all. And it didn't register with me. Why? And it's because when you're flying, you're so focused on the middle of the screen that the peripheral, yes, you're seeing the peripheral, but even in here, you don't see the peripheral with the same resolution as you do where your focus is at. And so I thought, in hindsight, it was actually a rather ingenious method of ramping down the bandwidth without detracting from the user experience. And when you take DJI with the auto channel sensing, with those little nuggets, with just the attention to the contrast and the sharpness and all the little things, like DJI didn't just nail HD as far as delivering something. They really delivered a very polished product on the first try.
Yep.
I'm not saying that there weren't improvements to be made, but look at what they got right. the first time around.
Technically, that was not the first time around. The first time around was a big shitstorm, but we've forgotten all about that, and it's been buried in the annals of history. So we're just gonna pretend it never happened.
That's a Mandela
It's
effect. It
acceptable
never
because
happened.
they addressed it through software updates very quickly.
Oh no, I was talking about the original DJI goggles.
Oh, no, that's not even, no.
Exactly.
Technically, those weren't HD.
They were, but they also were not intended for FPV.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking
That's why I said it never happened. We're sweeping it under
Those
the rug.
big old
Yeah,
flip up, yeah.
big.
J-Bo, what's up, big dog?
No, the focus mode, I left that off when I first got my DJI stuff for a while. And then I turned it on and I realized that your range and like you can just fly a lot better with it on, and it's honestly not noticeable. Like unless you're staring at the bottom corner of your screen, like, oh, I see it. Like you won't see it.
To be honest, when I was flying the DJI goggles for the first and only time, I was so focused on the actual flying that I didn't even really care that it was HD.
Dude, I have only like actually flew hard
Really?
freestyle maybe twice with my DJI setup, but every other flight has just been chill.
Look, I just flew. I didn't really stop to like look around the screen and appreciate what I was seeing. I was just focused on the center of the screen, trying to rip some shit. And so I was like, oh, well, that was cool.
Oh, you play with it
Well,
next time you come out.
Once I got past the first flight of just, holy crap, on another occasion, I went out and I was like, okay, I'm going to fly this time. And I actually had a very different experience. Like I found that when I was over a canopy and then looking for a hole, not only could I make out, okay, there's a hole here. Boy, I hope there's nothing in it. I could see the fine branches and stuff in there. And Chuck says that he gets some of that with his rapid fire, but I've flown his and Eric's. Yeah, his and Eric's, and somebody else has rapid fire. And I tried
not rapid fire, but HDOs.
Thank you. HDOs.
I see a little bit more.
Yeah, but it wasn't drastic for me. Like I didn't notice, and given it was a limited number of flights, so
Right.
It's not like it was a proper full evaluation. But I just felt like I would have expected more based on everybody else's reactions, whereas the DJI, all those reactions were immediate. So I don't know. I know I sound a little bit like a fanboy. I don't even own any of it, but it's the impression that my experience has left on me.
Right. I mean, that's how you develop an opinion.
Yeah. But I'm definitely like, I didn't feel, even though every now and then I got the urge, like, okay, I can swing this financially. I never had that urge, like, okay, I have to have this now. And one of the things I've been waiting for, first to market, nailed it. But with a little bit of time, there's going to be people who have already been reverse engineering some of what they did, that have already been working on their own. And when they get that down to, something like the Orcas, down to the module level, something a little bit more compact, a little bit modular, by reducing some of that size, reducing everything that's necessary, instead of selling you an entire goggle, somebody's going to be able to provide, a $200 HD solution that when coupled with, a proper goggle is going to give you a very similar or same effect. One of the things I don't like about DJI, it fits my face horribly. And the screen size, the field of view is so big.
Not my weird ass face, bro. My goofy face, they fit me fucking fine.
And I felt like I was trying to wear a shoebox.
They are. They're big. They're
not just
big.
Size, the fact that it didn't conform. Like I felt like it was just like, with light coming in everywhere.
Well, that's why it comes with all the extra foam, man. It's because you customize it to your own face.
Right.
Because they realize that thing's ugly and just fucking misformed and fucking stupid.
I am excited to try. I ordered those new the Get FPV antennas for it. They got like patch ones on the top and nubbies on the bottom.
I've seen that.
And they like sticky tape to the goggles so they're not like goofy and big.
Well,
I got
while we're on the subject of the unholy of unholies, I've noticed that DJI has way better penetration than analog does. Like by and far.
Yeah.
Like places I couldn't go to, that shit goes to, and you're not getting the latency as bad as you used to.
Dude.
Really?
The 50 megabyte update, and if you couple that with the 1200 milliwatt hack, then you're like, bro, I stepped on my back porch. I flew almost 3 miles. I was above 31, and I'm like, oh, my battery. So I turn around. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I might not make it. And luckily I had the wind, and I just kind of coasted in. But
nice.
Hey, J-Bo, you still in here, man? I was going to show your little clip you were talking up. Just because I went and looked at it while you were talking about it, and it is pretty damn cool.
I'm doing pretty good on my my little tiny whip competition I'm doing.
You mean you are partaking in it?
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah,
I'll let it go twice just because I know that was
pretty clean.
J-Bo, hot damn, son, with your cracked screen.
Oh, Chuck, I went to look for the black diamond. I got caught in their yard without asking.
You jackass.
All right. I'm ready for one more.
Are you ready for the end? Because it's even better because I was in the wrong yard.
Whoa, it moved on. Oh, stop.
Yeah, I'm going to get some clarification on that for a second. I want to see this gap one more time.
Right here.
Mm.
We'll bring
Very
it back.
Nice. Everything else is nice too, but look at that.
I could just watch that all day, dude. Look, dude. How many times did you smash that shit on the fucking roof,
was that
bro?
First try.
No shame.
No shame at all, because I would have probably wrecked 2 quads trying to hit that.
All right, so what is this black diamond? You got to give me something. I have no idea what's going on.
It's the new hotness for ND filters. It's camera butter. He came out with Gorilla Glass ND filters, non-stick, that fit the TBS fucking same size as the TBS.
I hit this chain link fence doing every bit of 70 and didn't even touch it.
Nice. They're $10 a piece. But if they don't crack in half every time you look at them funny, then
yeah, well, the number of face strikes that I get, I mean, that's where I lose all my NDs. I might get 2 packs and wham, and 2 packs and wham.
Hold on. I got something for this.
Chuck.
Money shot.
Did you try out those GoPro nighttime settings?
Yeah, no. It ended up raining last night.
I couldn't remember if that was last night or not.
Yeah, it was. It ended up raining.
That's the one thing I'm really liking is like working midnights. I normally get up at 10 and it's pitch black, but with the DJI, I can fly in the dark. So I'll throw a pack on and rip around and cruise around the neighborhood in the middle of the night.
I'll actually have a flight video I'm going to throw up on this channel on the FPV Noob Tube. It was a really, really cool freaking flight. Cool ass video, but it looks like shit.
Is it the one you sent me?
I don't know.
The link you texted me last night?
Yes.
Yeah. You said shit video. I'm like, that video looks good, man.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of a freaking editing snob, so.
Yeah, snob.
It's Josh's fault.
I need to be more of one. No, but I'm doing this iGow. It's like a international game of whoop. It's if you skate it, it's like a game of skate where every week there's a trick or a track where you got to do a certain amount. And so far, I haven't got a point. I've done the challenge every week. And this week is like, you've got to do the speed, how many orbits you can do around 2 poles 1 meter apart in 45 seconds. And so every day after work, I've flown like 10 tiny whoop packs. And the most I've gotten is like 26. And I was pretty fucking dizzy.
Apparently, there's a lot of people doing. Yeah, apparently there's a lot of people doing this. What'd you say? There was like 500 people or some shit.
290 people.
Wow.
But the grand prize, the grand prize winner gets to be a team pilot for Tiny Whoop.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Every week they've got prizes for like best video. And then there's throughout the whole competition, Jesse Perkins did a one-way whoop winner. So whoever like destroys their whoop, he's gonna give him a brand new one. And they do a live stream every Sunday and watch every single video. And then later in the week, they'll rate them all. And it's pretty cool. Like, it's a lot of fun.
Can you imagine having to go through that every week?
Dude, it takes 6 to 8.5 hours every fucking Sunday. And they just sit there and power through it. Like, I have no idea how those two guys, it's a guy and his wife. But I'll like check in once or twice. I'll find out where my video's at in the list and like set a timer and come to watch my video.
I got something for you, man. I got something for you. You do the challenge right, but you also got to have something in the video that makes yours stand out. Since they're watching 200 plus, 30, almost 300 videos, you do something that's going to make them remember the video, even if it ain't got nothing to do with the damn challenge.
Right. That's what I've been noticing. Those are the people that are winning. Like the funny intros, like they put a clip of a funny movie in there. Like, so now I gotta start getting creative because like just spending 30 hours to find my best clip like isn't enough to beat some of these guys. There's this 15-year-old kid. Check this dude out. His name is Daylight FPV. He only flies tiny whoops. I have never seen someone be able to manipulate a whoop and like actually flow it. The kid's fucking phenomenal.
Interesting.
What is his name?
Daylight, DAYLIGHT.
All right, I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, like I was very. Oh yeah, no pull out. Never pulled out.
Yeah, that's why you got problems now.
Dirty dog.
It's fun too.
Yeah, I was doing that. I had the same thing going with my face when I read that.
Well, my problem is I read from the bottom up, so then I read something that was an afterthought to a prior thought, and I'm going, Eric, that's how you end up with kids, son. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Double A was saying like he had an idea for trying to stand out was instead of orbiting 2 signs or posts or something, get some 2 really weird masks or something and orbit those, or
I thought about like getting
2 3-foot dildos. 2 3-foot dildos.
That'd be prime. They would definitely not forget that.
No, but they might not pick it.
Well, they never like, and I could fight it because technically in the rules it never says that I'm not allowed to use 2 3-foot dildos. I'm not allowed to speed up the footage, and I have to have an OSD timer. No mention of massive dildos.
Hey, what is not in the rules is allowable.
Could you imagine? Fucking dude.
I could.
Yeah, that's Withrow right there. So, yeah.
I feel like that kid, like from Superbad, where everything was a dick.
Yeah.
That's him.
Pretty much.
I told you, bro. When I told you the story of how the dildo thing came about, that he was the right guy to give it to.
I just draw dicks on everything.
Oh, he doesn't
Well,
know about that, Josh.
I had one. Unfortunately, there's not enough video that really makes it, worthwhile. But right here underneath, and so as I'm flying, you can see something flopping in and out of view. What's the best? And then I tried it on top the GoPro too, and that just looked kind of weird, like you couldn't figure out what it was. But
Right.
the real money is here and there. You get a shadow shot, and it's like, dick. So it's not even the direct shots that were the best. It was the other ones that sneak in there, and you're like,
Did you even throw anything together out of that?
no, but I need to.
Yes.
So we had some cameras set up too, and some of the other people's HD footage as I'm flying around. You see this drone with a big old dick on, just go around, and it's like, what? What? And let me tell you, flying with it was hard as hell. It doesn't weigh a ton, but it weighs enough to be a huge influence. And when it's constantly doing this,
it's gonna, yeah. Probably makes
it was interesting to fly with. My motors were screaming when I came down. No,
I bet, man. Yeah, Double A had some more ideas, but they kind of got drowned out by dildo. So sorry, Double A. That's what dildos do.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to fly this thing because I don't see any fire anywhere. Oh well.
Do it in the house right now.
No.
Don't
Never
do it.
done it. Never gonna do it.
Oh, I've done it. I've flown through my house.
There are things I draw the line. One of those is like, having it on the bench and going, I'm too lazy to take off the props. I've seen enough pictures and videos. I know how that ends. The other
This
thing,
guy.
we have people that, have 4 holes in a wall, a big hole in the ceiling, where the drone did something they didn't plan on it doing in their house. That's the last thing I need to be explaining to my working kids.
Yeah, I fucked up the drop ceiling in Josh Ketchum's house once.
So who there? Morgan, how long you been flying?
About 4 years.
That long?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your name around, but I catch you in passing. It's not that I, see a ton, and I don't know that I'm subscribed. I bet if I looked, I'm probably not.
Probably not.
I'll tell you where you'll remember him from. Is he put out a video where he dove the buildings in downtown Indianapolis.
I think I remember that.
He also flew that technical college that's those 3 weird shaped pyramid towers.
I've flown that a bunch.
I know I would like to fly that one day. I just never knew how cool the security was, when you could go, when it was good.
If you hit it on a Sunday, there's nobody there.
Nice.
But
well,
I didn't tell you that.
Just stay off the roof.
Because people comment all the time, oh, bro, let's fly this. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not easy. Can't do it. But I'll tell you guys, just go on Sunday.
Yeah, don't worry. Nobody watches us, so.
There's people that watch. I watch.
Your people?
So if I wasn't on here, I would have found out.
You're a Hoover. You ain't people.
Oh!
That is right. I am a Hoover.
No relation.
Yeah, whatever. I can see the relation.
Oh, yeah. Just because we fly the same shit and watch the same YouTube channels and have the same last name,
Think not.
to decide what frame I'm going to put that new Flight 1 controller in. Let's talk about that.
The H7.
First of all, are you switching from Kiss? Or are you going to keep flying Kiss?
Dude, he flies everything. He's got beta.
I did just dabble my toe back in the beta fuck pond. And I have to say, for being a staunch beta flight hater for 2 fucking years, that 4.2 does fly better than any previous iteration ever. Maybe the illustrious 3.5.2 could beat it, but or whatever the number was.
I don't think so. Now, I've only blown.
Yeah, get it, buddy.
I've only flown beta flight ever, and I've invested a lot of time into, trying to learn about it. I mean, some of the first prior versions, even the illustrious 3.5.2, like back then, I was just flying. I wasn't tuning. But I've gone back and tried 3.5, and it's very easy to tune, but I can also tell you where its shortcomings are. 4.1, it's evident that they were building on something. 4.2 is what 4.1 should have been. And I can tell you that 4.2 has a lot of stuff in it that I think they're trying to give Betaflight a wide range of usability as far as sizes and setups and things. But
Right.
80% of it isn't stuff we even need to touch. And some of that stuff that comes turned on by default would change people's minds if the Betaflight devs just turned it off as part of the install.
I could see that.
4.2 flies really, really good if you get rid of some of the excess.
And see, I guess I've had to learn how to tune also at the same time. Oh shit, what up, Marcel? Yeah, so like learning to tune and like force feeding myself Bardwell and UAV Tech videos to like, cause I think it's UAV Tech. Is that his name?
Yep,
that
Mark
dude
Spatz.
is a fucking genius.
He is. And as much as I appreciate his breakdown of the topics, it has taken me no less than usually half a dozen watches through every single video in order to pick out or understand some of the parts just to get to where I'm at. And like I said, a lot of it, you turn it off and just ignore it, and it turns out to be a feature you just don't need.
I'm gonna have to get a hold of you privately to help me learn some
Absolutely. I actually before I had to take a short hiatus, I was working on doing a tuning video with Eric that went through do these things, but we need to do a second shoot because what I found out after trying to watch the first one we did was I didn't do a good job at keeping cohesive thoughts running and not running down rabbit holes. So I need to do a better job just keeping it short and sweet and simple.
Right.
So we have that we would like to work on, and it's probably exactly what you're looking for because the first part is you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this, and ignore all this other stuff. Now let's focus on the meat and potatoes.
I bet that would be just not, I mean, outside of just me, like that would be beneficial to probably a lot of fucking people.
Well, that's the general thinking. And since then, if I would have been able to get that first video out, it would have come out at the same time that a few other people released something very similar. But I can see things in some of their videos that they don't really understand some of what they're saying. They're just saying it because somebody else said it. But yeah, we'll get into all that. My goal is to keep it under 20 minutes, but still take somebody through this is stock, through this is tuned, and being able to see the difference throughout, with only doing 3 or 4 adjustments.
That would be fucking cool, man. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, a lot of my reason to go, because I started with Betaflight. Like I said, I flew toys. So I flew, like, silverware and trash for a while. And then I had some Banggood trash quads that flew. Clean Flight was the first one, and then I finally got Beta Flight. And I had so much trouble. Then I started watching Mr. Steel videos. So I bought Kiss stuff and was like, oh, well, I'm done. I'm done. Like, did it cost more money? Yeah. Was it a little bit hard to figure out at the beginning? Yeah. Do I ever have to fucking touch it? Nope. And like the stick feel, that's the only thing. Like I commented something and some guy wanted to fight and argue for like 6 days about Beta Flight is better than Kiss. And I'm like, man, really at the end of the day, it's all about like just what you like. And like for me, I like the way that my Kiss quads feel. Like I've got Beta Flight rigs that fly great, and objectively, they all fly beautifully.
Until you get the H7. The H7.
I think there's a lot of hype in that, and I am excited for the capabilities. Do I think that Preston and Nick have it all fucking figured out and it's going to be killer out of the box? Absolutely fucking not. It'll be trash.
I don't know about all that. Falco X was pretty damn killer when it came out of the box.
There was a lot of problems with the very first few iterations of Falco because I was there. I was on the ground as an early beta tester. Like, that shit was... I could tell you at least 10 builds on my laptop that will not fly on any quad. But granted, they had some good ones, and I do like Flight 1. I think sometimes they get ahead of themselves with trying to be like on the bleeding edge of things that they want to be able to say, hey, we have it. Is it refined? Maybe not, but they do have it.
Well, and I think that's their niche, though. They've accepted, and I've seen Preston and people on his team point out to people like, we are pioneering this. We are innovating this. If you want something that is just going to give you no problems and is just going to work and isn't, going to require monkeying, this is not for you. It's our goal to get there, but that is not where we're at. And that's a great place to be because they own that, and they're telling people we are pioneering this. And look, the Flight 1 team has done some really, really impressive things.
Yeah.
I'm a software guy, not a hardware guy, but, admittedly, a lot of the hardware that's on these flight controllers, you're not getting a wide array of hardware. It's all the same hardware.
Oh, I started software. Now we're talking, and I'm getting hardware.
The whole reason that's still the whole reason I only got 2 of them was I know this is version 1.0. So.
And I don't say anything I said to fault Flight 1 because I fucking love them. I won't run anything else on my racing rigs. It's just, I guess I got a buddy into it and he bought a Flight 1 board and I really just didn't listen to me. And so I feel like anytime I talk about Flight 1, I've got to get a disclaimer out of it's not perfect. Like, it's fucking awesome, not perfect.
And none of them are. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish your thought because I'm going to totally break this conversation.
Oh, I was going to say none of them are. But if you're one of those people that loves the bleeding edge and loves being involved in the latest and greatest and loves, because one of the things Flight 1 is doing really well is they do take feedback too. Something I've seen from beta flight people, they don't take feedback very well at all. Mm-hmm. And, Kiss, he doesn't take feedback. So, like, he won't even solicit feedback. No. So, at least not from most people. And so, it's funny because the 3 primary flavors actually have very strong footholds in their niche area, all the way down to their philosophy. And that's what I find really fascinating because I think that beta is right in the middle. Kiss is the no fuss, no muss flies great. And that's not even from experiencing it. That's just everybody else I know that has flown it, especially the people that have flown on multiple platforms. That is what they say. Then you've got beta flight. It can fly great, but it can also fly like a wet turd. A lot of it is.
What?
When KISS goes wrong, it really goes wrong. There's not a lot you can do to troubleshoot. That's KISS's fault.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Betaflight so complex is that it's pretty much a wide open arena, and whatever you want to do, you can do, whether you should, whether you shouldn't. And that's what can be so frustrating about it if they're not giving you a good foundation to start. Falco X, I feel like, it takes some of the best parts of those things, but then builds on them. But it's not just combining ideas that already exist. They have their own direction they're going that they're running to.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's really neat. Go ahead, Chuck.
I just have to point out. Oh no, come on. That Joseph Ford is in the house, and why the fuck aren't you just in here instead of in chat? I mean, I don't get it. Joe.
I did see the comment from Marcel. I have dabbled just recently with Emu Flight. I put it on a whoop, and that's it. I know Kebab and Patrick Clark, Project Mockingbird. He says that nothing is better for micros than Emu Flight. So I'd like to learn more.
Joe, that never stopped you before. And something that Marcel has been off axis, basically, has been waiting so patiently for is these are handmade by Sidewinder FPV Customs. Best fucking lanyard ever made. $40. Key will work for quad parts. Hit them up. That's all. I'm done.
Speaking of quad parts, did those motors get where they were going?
Yes. And you will be receiving a package in return.
I don't need
no questions. Shut up.
Okay.
No questions.
Now the question is,
Chilling.
But it's rhetorical. Is it a dick?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, good seeing you, brother.
A Pacer ESC, the T-Motor 50 amp one, fucking get a hold of me. It's brand new in the box.
He just said T-Motor. Oh, God. It must be after. Is it that time? I ain't doing it. You're fucking You're 7 minutes early.
Sun's down where I'm at.
I don't know why he took his shirt off. I took my shirt off.
So that actually started with E-Drone. What, a year, 18 months ago? We're talking. E-Drone gets on the screen. Dude's like sweatpants, shirts off. There's not a fuck in the house, right? And so out of nowhere, somebody says something like, why is E-Drone naked? I'm like, yeah, I guess you could think he's naked if you didn't know better. So I took my shirt off. And it just started to think for a while. And, the thing was, how long before the shirts come off?
That's fucking great.
Yeah, we just about lost off access. He is now unsubbed and puked a little bit in his mouth.
Oh, come on. I got an armpit tattoo. What about that?
Ew, why?
He doesn't even know which armpit it is.
That's okay. Fall asleep while getting a tattoo here.
Hold on. There we go. Okay, now tell the story since it looks like a smiley face with a little jizz coming out of its mouth.
I fell asleep while getting this one, and my buddy was doing it, and we'll say it's 10 years ago, so I was incredibly under the influence of multiple substances, and fell asleep, and I woke up, and I'm like, hey, man, dude, you're tattooing my armpit. Stop. I'm not. And so I cuss him out, and he continues to tattoo me, and I fell asleep again, and he said, that was your armpit. Oh, okay. So I fell out again, and I'm talking shit, and dude, stop. I'm not. And I'm like yelling and fall asleep again. And so should we finish the smiley face? Because he already got the eyes. So he put a little tongue on it. Don't fucking do drugs, kids.
No, you can do drugs. Just don't let your friends tattoo you while you're under the influence.
Well, it was I mean, he's a professional tattoo artist in a shop, so I mean,
I'll tell you what. I have known a lot of professional. I have known a lot of tattoo artists. None of them are professionals.
oh.
They might be really good at what they do. Yeah, they might be really good at what they do, but there's nothing professional about it.
Well, yeah, I guess that could be argued.
Hey, Crystal, I'm glad you're enjoying the naked bodies.
I got rid of my shitty boss, and you guys don't know how much better that makes my already fucking awesome job.
What do you do?
Like, I've been there for 8 years, and the last year has been hell. Like, prior 7, no disciplinary violations, nothing. I just do my job, and there's been some bumps in the road, but then this dude comes in. The first week he's on the job, puts me on notice. Like, I'm talking to my wife, and he says I was asleep. But
You
then I
had to
ended
know
up
that.
getting
You had to know that was coming off Access.
2 weeks off 3 separate times where he said I was asleep. And I had a witness each time, so I ended up getting paid for it, and it's off my record. But yeah, getting rid of that dude, very nice. Because honestly, I work for about 10 minutes every 40 minutes. I lift about 500 pounds, put it on the table. They're little gears that weigh like 2 pounds a piece. Lift like 300 of those, wait 40 minutes, rinse and repeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
The glories of working automotive.
But when there's a tool change, like I've got to use a crane to change an 8,000 pound bar and get underneath the machine and covered in oil. So the once or twice a week, I do have to do that. Fuck, it sucks.
So are you a primary automotive supplier, or are you like an aftermarket?
I work for FCA. So
okay.
Chrysler.
Yep.
It's the biggest. I work at the biggest transmission manufacturing facility in the world, actually.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's lame at work, but like outside to tell people, like, it is pretty neat. Like we're the only facility ever to produce over 1 million units of 7 different models of transmissions.
Wow.
And we're the industry's first 9-speed transmission. And I think the first domestic 8-speed transmission.
Very nice. So you guys are engineering also.
Yeah, they hired a bunch of engineers. Like the one dude that designed our 9-speed transmission had been at Chrysler for like 35 years as an engineer, and I guess had spent half of his life working on this. It's pretty cool. Like it's way more high tech than I can even realistically explain. Because like I mean, a 4 or a 5 or even a 6-speed I can explain. I used to race, but this uses like a shifting gear. Like there's a transmission here and a here. And dude, when you're driving it, like you don't even feel the car shift. It's weird.
Right. Well, and the automatics are so, especially the hydrostatic or hydraulic automatics. You know, to break open a manual, you know, especially an old 4-speed, 5-speed manual. I mean, it's a very simple mechanism, really.
Yeah.
For just moving the gears around to engage different gears.
Mm-hmm.
But the automatics, the way that they use, you know, that hydro pressure to know when to shift and what to do, and that completely lost.
Oh yeah. I could take your whole engine apart and put it back together. No problem. But yeah, automatic transmission. No.
That's why things are bought in modules.
I like quads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I talk too much, so I'll shut up. Sorry.
That's what you're here for, brother. I'm usually not the big talker anyway. I kind of man the controls and talk shit in the background and deal with chat a little bit. So you're all good, man. I was gonna
Anybody?
say though, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Anything left for Chuck? Did you want another nipple? I mean, I could provide that for you if you are so inclined. They're hairy.
If anybody gets an opportunity to acquire a Joseph Ford original picture, you should do it. They're going to definitely be worth money one day.
What?
Context, Josh.
Chat. He wants to draw somebody like one of his French girls.
Well, dude, I'm game.
Yeah, draw me up, dog.
My ass is hairy. It'll be very difficult to get an accurate
I even got long
portrayal.
hair, bro. So like, you could really do me up.
Dang, boy.
Don't be looking pretty in here.
I was upset because I like to follow that Granger kid that's on UAV Futures because he had long hair. But then he cut it.
Ford, you have been
guys
way
have seen
too
my
long.
messenger art.
Ford, you have been away too. You'd been away too long. You've been away too long, brother. Ford. You got all that pent up sexual energy. You got to hang out with us more often, man. Let loose of that shit.
It's coming.
Anybody play video games?
I gave up gaming.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I said I gave up gaming years ago. I used to be big into computer games as a teenager. Took a short hiatus, not long, but short hiatus when I first moved out of my mom and dad's house. Then very shortly after getting married, like I dabbled in them, but then I got real deep into World of Warcraft for a few years. Then I went cold turkey on that because that's a life waster. And then I found that for a few years while my kids were young, because like you got a baby sitting in one of those little either walkers or those little shaky seats, and they're just being babies. Well, there's not much you can do. So I would play like Call of Duty because, 15 minutes, round starts, round ends. I can play 15 minutes, then get up and not feel like I'm missing it.
Feed baby, change diaper, repeat.
Yep. But I jumped from that into drones when my kids got older and I had more time for myself. And so that's what I filled my time with.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to leave that up there for a while. I already told you, Morgan, I only play one game, like real game. Warhammer!
Oh, yeah. I know. I just was asking. I don't know. I've been addicted to watching this game. It's called Escape from Tarkov. It's like the most realistic shooter ever. Like to probably an annoying level of realistic. Like individual body parts can get damaged and you have to heal. When you reload your gun, you have to like pull your magazine out of your tac vest, put it in the gun, take the other one, put it back, or you lose it. Like there's no heads up display. Like it's super realistic. And when you die, you lose everything you have. But if you get to the end of the raid, you can like save your stuff at your base.
Marcel, I've been bald since I was 19 years old. I think sensitive is not the word for it.
But only below the belt.
Oh. Marcel wants to be a moderator, so he says he's going to be a jackass until he gets it. I'm like, have fun with that, bro.
We've had some world-class jackasses in here. We had some world-class moderators that were complete jackasses. We had some world-class jackasses that were moderators.
We have run the gambit. Now we don't moderate a damn thing because there's. I mean, let's face it. None of us have any shame.
I mean, isn't that what
I don't know what that word means.
Exactly. It has been stricken from the dictionary.
Well, what for dinner? Or breakfast, rather.
I was gonna say, I forget. You just got up a few minutes ago or an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, normally I get up and I eat and lay around and watch a little bit of YouTube. Now I've been up for like over an hour. Fat boy's getting hungry over here.
Whatever.
This fat boy ate a calzone that must have weighed 3 or 4 pounds right before the stream because I worked until like 8 o'clock. I am beat and I'm full and I'm tired.
In my defense, I have lost 30 pounds over the last like 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, I was at like 249, and I'm down.
Man, I remember when I was
almost 215.
250.
I was gonna say I remember when I was 250. That was, man, I was sexy.
For a little bit of reference, 5 years ago I weighed 117 pounds.
Wow, man, you've been all over the place.
I was not healthy at all whatsoever. I mean, fuck it. Whatever. I used to be a heroin addict, man. Like, just gonna be real. Like, that was my life from 16 to 27.
Ain't no shame in the game, man. We all know a Spoonie J.
How long?
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of my thing, though. Is like drones is like really what like did it for me. Like, it gave me something to do to occupy my time. It gave me an adrenaline rush. Like, it gave me somewhere to spend money. Like, I don't know. I say it a lot, but like drones saved my life. People are, whatever, man. I'm like, no. For me, it was. Because nothing else was going to stop me.
Yeah, mine wasn't drastic. I mean, it contributed a lot. It gave me, a lot of new friends, gave me opportunities to meet a lot of people. It's definitely, my job involves a lot of travel. So, once I've got comfortable with it, it's really easy to just pack everything up, bring it with me, gets me out of the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you work, if I can ask?
Oh, yeah. I actually work for a software company that makes software for manufacturing companies to it manages inventory, reports to financials, drives purchasing and scheduling and stuff. And so my job is for the companies that buy it to go out and train them and help them transition onto it.
That's cool.
I'm just going to put that up there. Nobody read the comments because it doesn't need context.
Not that one. But you better watch it because I've heard a world-class rant lately. Don't you get Raz started.
Oh, I get Raz started on the daily.
It's like a game now. The morning isn't complete without getting Raz started.
Man.
That's how you know who your real friends are.
That's right.
That's what I've always said. People don't fuck with you. They're not your friends.
Hey Joe, have you murdered your boss yet? I remember we were talking about that a while back.
If you need help with the body, I got a pig farm.
Bam! Fucked up.
But true.
I'm just gonna say, oh, calzone was good.
Well, I have recently started rewatching Peaky Blinders. If anyone has a Netflix subscription and likes gangster type crime shows, it's from like the I think it's post World War I in Ireland. And the dudes have bowler caps with razor blades stitched in them, and they pull them off, slice people's eyes out.
I did not realize that was the premise for that. But admittedly, I'm not generally, I don't generally enjoy British television. So I just kind of just steered clear of it. And then with having kind of a name that I don't understand at all was just like,
yeah.
But I totally dig that kind of stuff, like, Gangs of New York and that stuff. So you've just caught my attention.
I promise you, it's a little slow. Like the pilot is very slow. But once you get past like into episode 2 or 3, you start seeing like, I don't know. I'm a fanboy for the main character. He's just like a fucking badass.
Nice.
And,
well, I'm gonna give that a shot now.
yeah, because like the newest season came out, bro. I killed it in a day. And now they were before Corona filming the new season, so hopefully they'll do it soon. Cause
yeah, I hear you.
I'm a big I like TVs and movies. I don't know, because I have to watch shit at work, so I fucking knock down movie and TV series like a boss.
That's my night thing. Usually we get everybody in bed by 9:30, and then that's my time. And I'll be good for about an hour and a half typically. And then, I'm doing these things on the couch.
Yep. And I
know it's like a whole string of awesome right there.
What?
I mean, that is like editorial quality quotable.
Yep. I can't hear you, Chuck.
Chuck, your audio is gone. We didn't hear anything you just said.
Oh, yeah, because I muted myself when I started the truck. I said we aim to provide a high-quality, well-produced show for you guys, so,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So, yeah.
I need to up my game.
Sorry.
Time to bring back the drag.
Oh, Jesus.
Now everybody's going to go back and watch all the episodes and look for drag.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be doing that.
No. All right. Well, I'm going to say even if you guys are staying on, I'm about to hop off. Truth be told, I'm tired. It's been a long day for me, and it's starting early tomorrow, so...
Josh shit himself and he had to change a tire on the way home. Just had to throw that out there.
Damn, bro.
After that, a whole day in a face mask in an unair conditioned room, and yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like my job.
I spend a lot of time out in the shop.
Degrees, so there's heaters for the tanks.
I typically spend a lot of time out in the shop training people and working with them, but normally at least here and there I have a reprieve into a conference room somewhere with some air conditioning, but not today.
Yeah, the whole other side of the factory is air conditioned, and it stops literally at the firewall to the annex room that all my machines are in.
Joseph Ford, no one watches that homosexual shit. Okay? Just get that straight.
It's like watching a bunch of junkies ride bikes down hills.
I mean, if you enjoy men's asses and spandex, that is all you, brother.
All that sounds like is a bunch of dude butt and spandex.
Oh, shit. Now Josh is going to watch it.
I'm already turning the TV on.
He said, I already set the DVR.
Sweaty man's asses and spandex? And with that, we're going to let y'all go. Happy fucking hump day. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, guys.
Whoop, whoop.